Mahesh Zagade. Mr. Mahesh Zagade is a retired IAS officer from 1993 batch. He has done his master's in phytopathology. Sir is an international recipient of World Health Organization International No Tobacco Day Award. He was awarded with the National Gold Award for e-governance in 2012-13 and also President's Silver Medal for Census 2011. Sir has contributed his 37 years of service in government and multinational corporations. Presently, he is the chairman for Public Concern for Government Trust, Pune chapter. He was appointed as Principal Secretary to the Government of Maharashtra. He served as a Divisional Commissioner and Metropolitan Commissioner in Nashik Division and Nashik Metropolitan Region, respectively. Sir has held the position of Metropolitan Commissioner and CEO, PMRD. In 1998, 4 years before the government passed the Right to Information Act in 2002, Sir introduced the concept for the first time in the state in Sindhudurg district. He worked as a plant pathologist in the Alchemic Research Center of ICI, establishing sophisticated laboratory with tissue culture facilities, developing highly sensitive methods to screen phytochemicals for the biological activities, etc. are some of his successes in this field. He received the organization's 1982 to 1993 International Incentive Award for Product Development in recognition of his outstanding contributions. We are pleased to have you here, sir. I would like to request Dr. N. Siva Prasad, sir, President, IPMSB, and Dr. Anand Shedge, Vice President, IPMSB, and Mentor, IPMSBSF, to felicitate our Chief Guest, Mr. Mahesh Zagade. Now, I would like to request Mr. Mahesh Zagade to kindly say a few words.
Thank you. On this occasion of International or World Pharmacists Day, the Chief Guest, Mr. Priyoka, Dr. Sivkumar, President of MSB, all alphabets are there now, MSB, SF and all that, so forgive me for not remembering these alphabets. IPA local branch, Dr. Joshi, Dr. Bhosle, Dr. Shedge, and student president, and all esteemed guests on the dais and off the dais. Let me wish you a very happy Pharmacists Day first. In the same breath, let me also appreciate very unusual and daring decision of the Student Federation chairpersons and their body to invite a non-pharmacist person for a Pharmacist Day. I don't know. Of course, sometimes I do get invited for not very right reasons, but I do go and share my thoughts. I am here in front of you not as a pharmacist. Today, in fact, Pharmacy Day is being celebrated all over the globe, and this is the unity, and therefore, probably FIP felt that there is no unity amongst pharmacists, and therefore this particular Pharmacy United in Action for Healthier World. So you've got the message now. Why this particular thing? You're not united. You're not united amongst yourself. Forget about your union with the rest of society. That will come much later. When I joined collector's post after say few years, you join as collector, as Nashik, and then while taking meetings of different departments, there was FDA's local officer, and I asked him, what do you do? He said, no, we give licenses, nothing else. He said, there must be some work, no? Oh yes, licenses is the main work. So FDA started and ended with licensing kind of thing for a collector. And believe me, until joining as commissioner of FDA, I did not know that FDA, this medical shop, has to have a pharmacist. No, I didn't know. An IAS officer, having spent 16 years in IAS, after 16 years we become secretary. He didn't know this. maybe I was ignorant, or maybe I represented the entire society that people do not know that a shop needs a pharmacist. And therefore, it's because of you people are not invited. You have never told the world that your presence, your importance in this society, and therefore FIT had to come forward and then tell all of you across the world that you need to unite for healthier world. Healthier, leave it. Healthier is okay, but first unite it for your own selfish interest. Why not? But you're not doing that. I am representing here the patients. There is no patient here. But I cannot represent the pharmacist. And whenever people say that, I supported pharmacists throughout my tenure at FDA, and later on also I am supporting pharmacists. I think that's not the right way of explaining it. I supported patients' right, and through that then you are collateral beneficiaries. It's not that I am supporting pharmacists. Because you have organizations, doctors have organizations, industries are having organizations, trades they have organizations, and there is no organization for patient. Is there any organization for patient? When I started action against the errant trade organizations in pharmaceuticals, I wanted to know whether there are any patients organizations in the state or across the country. None of, there isn't any. Why? I don't know, because probably a person becomes a patient, he recovers, and then there is no person to remain as a member of that organization. Probably that is one reason why there are no organizations of patients in the country. But anyway, I thought that okay, if it's not there, then let me also speak a little bit here and there. Out of this 140 crores of people, I can also speak a little bit their voice, and thereafter I started interacting with you people, because I thought you are the best friend of pharmacists. It's not the trade, it's not the industry, sorry Mr. Prabhupada, but it's the pharmacist who is the friend of patient. And you are supposed to be the guardian of the patient, not just a friend but guardian of the patient. And somehow I get a feel that you have not lived your role well, at least in this country. I do not know much about the rest of the world except USA, where the pharmacy profession has really lived their role to a greater extent, because there a patient spends more time with pharmacist than the doctor. And therefore, that's the barometer I take it, that they have lived their role well in the North American country. Of course, Canada also, they are as stricter in this particular profession. I'm not going to speak much about this because industry is there, pharmacists are there, researchers are there, academic people are there. So all the entire ecosystem is here. And I am just an outsider, but I will just air some of my thoughts. Why this unity, what for, and why unity is needed. When this Govt came in, then there were functions to felicitate COVID yodhas, doctors, administrators, police. Were there any pharmacists at the government level? Were there any pharmacists as COVID yodhas? You were in the field, you were dispensing chemicals, you were at the front level, on the front lines, but I got getting calls from pharmacists that our people are not getting felicitated. That is because that you are not taken for granted. You are taken for granted by the society, that your role doesn't seem to be very important to the society, and therefore today, on this day, you must really unite, at least to make yourself more visible. Your visibility will start, if your visibility is noticed by the society, then probably things can start changing. Of course, it's my selfish motive also. I want your more visibility. If you are more visible, then my patients will get better treatment. There will be better advice. There will be better counsel. Your visibility is of paramount essence, and that should start from the today's celebrations of Pharmacy United in Action for Healthier World. How much healthier world you want, I really do not know. You have become really healthy world. I think it's a healthy world, isn't it? It's a healthy world. If somebody is saying that, it's not a healthy world, I disagree. Before independence, our average lifespan used to be 32 to 34 years. Today it is 69 years. And if you read day before yesterday's reports from US, from 1991 till 2022, the figures show that the death rate in cancer patients have gone down by 32%. We are improving. I mean, these are the parameters that one can say that yes, we are becoming healthier, but then we get a setback like a pandemic, and then everything goes haywire. That we are also not all that healthier, because some shocks do come from anywhere, and then we are riddled with the kind of problems that we cannot really solve, and therefore we need to be united for such futuristic threats that we need to have. Otherwise, things would become very difficult, and then if we do not really plan now, then things would go out of our hands. World trade of pharma products is about $1.42 trillion. Mr. Firolkar would know it, and I think if my figures are right, I hope that my figures should be wrong, but unfortunately they are right. This is half of the Indian GDP. World pharma trade is half of Indian GDP. Half of India is huge. But when you read the WHO fact sheet, what it says, 50% medicines manufactured go waste because of prescription, under prescription, because of wrong dispensing, or because of wrong usage by the patient. 50%. That means $700 billion every year go west. And this is attributed to the failure of you people, your brothers and sisters across the world. $700 billion is a huge amount. It's about 1/4 of the Indian GDP. You need to be united for this. Industry would feel that no, it should go up. But I am being a patient. I need to be little, pragmatic about this. That no, whatever is required should only be purchased by the patient and no more. Why patient should be assaulted with the chemicals, unnecessary chemicals? And that's what WHO is saying, but unfortunately WHO has also become toothless. They really can't do anything. Of course, many international organizations have become toothless, national organizations have become toothless for whatever reasons, but nobody is in charge. And therefore, you pharmacists should be in charge, and you should be really playing your role. I am not only on money. What kind of chaotic internal biological storm it must be playing within the system if you are assaulting chemicals worth $700 billion every year on human system. If you take the example of USA, there are 19 prescriptions per capita in USA, 19 prescriptions per capita in USA. It's huge. And about 79% of the drugs are sold on prescription across the world. That means we are assaulting humanity with chemicals. It is your role to see that these are the rationally prescribed, rationally used, and that's your role. In Indian context, we have about 290 crores worth of business, 142 crores of pharma products are exported. We import also 42,000 crores worth of business, and we have got a very high use of medicines here. Somebody said that we are 13th or 14th largest in the world in terms of volume. But in terms of value, how much? Only 14th in the world, and 3rd in terms of volume. We have got long way to go. We have got huge knowledge base, like you people, scientists, industry people. But why this disparity? In volume, we are very huge, but in terms of value, we are dismally low. India cannot be like this. We really want to be, we cannot say that we want to be economic power of the world. It cannot come just from agriculture or engineering goods or software. It has to come from all the sectors. So your job in unity has to be like, your volume and value should match somewhere. You people should really think on those terms. I would also like to speak on generics. Of course, Drugs and Cosmetics Act doesn't say a word about generic, and therefore all my friends in FDA, they say no, we have nothing to do with generics. That's the stand the regulatory people take, which is wrong. It is the job of DCGI and it's the job of Govt of India and job of the state governments also and FDAs also. But let me give you the figures. 60% of the world's generics go from India. 40% USA generics go from India. Huge amount of generics go from India to UK also. And they are useful there. They are used. But when it comes to India, we normally say generics do not work. Doctors say generics do not work. I don't understand. The generics manufactured in India work on white skin. Why is it afraid of working on my British skin? No, it's a big, huge propaganda. So it's your duty. Rich country, affluent countries, they are going for generic drugs, molecule, and we are going for the very costly drugs. Failure of somewhere, you people, and of course the failure of regulatory mechanism in this country. Drug Control Commission of India and FDAs. It's a broken mechanism, and I speak very regularly. In fact, I have written to governments, I have written to the Govt of India also, state governments also, I have spoken to them, I have taken action that it's a broken mechanism. When I joined the FDA, and first week I got a feel that FDAs and DCGI, they work for three stakeholders. The manufacturers, that includes research, that includes drug development and all those aspects. Then trade, that includes wholesalers, distributors and retailers. And three, that regulators, DCGI and FDA Commission. Patient is not there. Patient is not there. Fourth important factor, patient is not there. I'm sorry for this. It's not my fault, it's a mechanical fault. But it can tell my passions about the whole thing. The entire $1.42 trillion worth business, or in Indian context, 1,82,000 crores of rupees business, out of which I take it that 70% is directly expenditure on the patient, some expenditure borne by the government, of course indirectly by the patient only, is borne by 1,82,000 crores worth medicines and pharma products are purchased by patients, but they are not anywhere in this regime of regulation. It's only the industry, the trade and the regulatory. Patient is not, and the entire act is made for patient care. It is absent, and I think it's the failure of pharmacists, organizationally yours, Indian Pharmaceutical Associations. You are also DTAB, they are also official member of this thing, DTAB. IPA is officially a member of DTAB. But there is no pressure from you people. You are very good at organizing such functions. Your organization so well. I have not seen organizations like your teachers organization, this organization, that congress and this congress. Excellent. Whenever I used to discuss internally with the administration that how organization should be run, I used to tell them, okay, pharmacy organizations like Indian Pharmaceutical, all these things, they are very well organized and they conduct the functions, all that. But to what end? What are the objectives that are achieved? I think you need to focus on whether you are achieving your objectives or just you are running the organizations. I am sorry for this, but your Indian Pharmacy Council, I have so many things to speak about it, but today I will avoid speaking what wrongs have been done historically and how these are perpetuating in the system. Let me, how much time? 5 minutes or 2 minutes? Let me come to the future. You are there, we have passed 3 industrial revolutions, and the medicines are the products of all the 3 industrial revolutions, especially first and second. Beginning with 1776, Second was in 1840 to 1860. Third started in 1960. We are now in the fourth industrial revolution, and that is also going to change the pharmacy profession, the medicine, the healthcare system. Everything is going to change. So much so that 380 crores years ago, the biggest event on this planet happened and a life was produced. A life got developed on this planet 380 crores years ago. Similar mega event is going to happen now in the fourth industrial revolution, and that is merger of biology and physics. So far everything was biology, like development of hybrids, then generation evolution of new species. All these things used to happen, man and then different species of humans, everything. But that was the biology. Now the marriage is going to happen between the physics and biology. That is going to change the facet of this planet, and probably we humans are not going to remain as Homo sapiens. We might evolve into some other species very soon, 200 years, 300 years, but the beginning is there today to see, and therefore it will not change this, it will change everything. There will be a health paradigm shift in which there will not be treatment. It will just be prevention through biological interventions. And the medicines will become probably the history. It will not remain there. We need to look into this. The pharmacists will have to have a different role now. Reports are always wrong, projection reports, but according to some reports, by 2045, we will start beginning an era where the death will be optional. So much so, changes are going to take place. I don't believe in this, but still there are projections. But that I can only take as an example to see the paradigm change in the health sector, and therefore we must really see this change as Indians. We have got huge opportunity. We are going to be the number one populous country on this planet. We should also be number one as far as the financial power is there. But what about our internal research and development? How many patents are being filed in India compared to US? As per the purpose, if you Google and if you see the per capita or per population unit, how many patents are being filed, still today we are nowhere, absolutely nowhere. So we have to have this kind of mind change that we will, since we are going to become the largest population country with the largest population, we also need to file largest patents in terms of the new chemicals, new molecules. We have to also see what is happening today. And somebody was mentioning about the biologicals. 7 out of 10 best-selling drugs today are biologicals. And this is the trend. Indians can really think about all these things. We have to also think about the new technologies. Just our chief guest was telling me somebody that he is into the like coating of tablets and all that. Tablets still constitute about 26% of the market. This is huge, and of course, they are going to be 3D printed tablets very soon. And Merck has already signed, agreement with ACCM of German to have 3D printed tablets. So it's going to be paradigm shift. My only suggestion is that don't be very complacent. Be in charge of your life of the patient, and life of this country. Otherwise, we are going to miss the bus, just like we missed the bus during the first 3 industrial revolutions. We miserably missed the bus. And what I'm saying is, before 3 industrial revolutions, India used to be the number one superpower in the world. We used to have 22% to 24% of world GDP before 1750. Today we are minuscule. We are nowhere. If you have to regain, pharmacists should not be just like talking about what needs to be done, and there have to be a post of pharmacist even for that at the distributors level and whatnot. I don't think that is the right way of doing it. you should start thinking that we need to have largest numbers of patents filing in the world. Then we have to be pharmacy of the world. Academics should also start their incubation centers within, like, for businesses, support systems. Unless and until we change, I don't think we will continue to have such functions every year. But to what end? Don't think it will have changed. Now it is in the hands of the youth that you must change. You should think about the future and regain the glory of this country as it was there earlier before 1750. Thank you very much for calling me. And thank you. And I try not to be very repetitive because it's the same thing for me. I can't say much about pharmacy because I am not a pharmacist person. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for such valuable insights. As sir has rightly pointed out that our role as a pharmacist is not only restricted to dispensing of drugs. We are also involved in discovery, manufacturing, counseling, and many more. So we pledge that we, as proud pharmacy students and pharmacy professionals, will come together and strive for the betterment of the country and also make our contributions visible to the society. So now, I would like to